Hello, hi everyone. Welcome this evening. My name is Sam. I'm happy to have you all here. Today we're going to be going through our Ulster local pitch battle at Startup Grind London. Um, yeah, thank you. So events like these are happening across the world. I think right now we've got about 80 cities that are hosting or syndicating events like this. So we did something similar in January where we picked the best startups here in the UK, and yeah, I see you. Woo! So that's Tom from PyTalks. Yeah, won the best startup in the UK in January. Now we're going to crown a new winner today. So yeah, so we're hoping with all of what we're going to be doing today, we're able to garner some support, and we're able to pick someone or the best company that's going to go represent us at Silicon Valley. So we're looking up to you, right? And you all have a part to play, and I'll let you know how you're going to play your part. But before we go into that, I'm just going to do a quick intro to just talk more about Startup Grind. Is there anyone coming to a Startup Grind event for the first time? Okay, great. So this intro is for you, so please pay attention. Thank you. So Startup Grind is the world's largest community of startups, founders, innovators, and creators. We do this through our local event like this, as well as our flagship conferences, collectively reaching over 4 million individuals worldwide. How many of us have ever attended one of our conferences in Silicon Valley? Great. And you too. Yeah, and me too, by the way. Yeah, they're really fantastic. So we feature London entrepreneurs monthly through our non-profit activities like this and other programs that we do. And yeah, these are important caveat that we need to share. We share at every of our events. These are things that we live by that make us a community. The first is that we help others. You help others. You look out for helping others when you're meeting people. You give first. You give first before you take. When you're meeting someone, you look to give instead of collecting from them. And other things we do is education. We also try to make friends. We tell our members, you make friends instead of trying to make a connection. When you're making a connection, you make friends. You're not trying to make a business deal or trying to also someone or sell things. So we also try to make connection. I also try to be as inspirational as possible. So those are our caveats and what we live by as a community. And this is our team. So it takes a lot to set up events like this regularly. We've got Peter, we've got me, and I've got Matt, and Eleanor, and Kelechi. So Eleanor, can you say hi to the team? And Kelechi is over there, and she's welcome. Thank you. Fantastic. So yeah, where do you find us? So if you're here today, you most likely came here from maybe our Luma page or from our community page on Bevy. So you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And we also send out newsletters, amazing newsletters every month. And you can also subscribe to the newsletter at startupgrind.com/London. And yeah, so next I'm going to be calling on our partners to come up on stage to talk more about how they've been supporting us. So hosting events like this has not been easy. We have people that come together to align with our value and want us to do more events like this. So I'm going to be calling Alex up on stage very quickly to give us a shout about our Kennedy Ignite program. Let's give him a round of applause as he come up on stage. Thank you.
So I'm really not going to speak for very long because this is a slightly exceptional event. But I just want to say thank you to everybody for allowing Howard Kennedy to sponsor the event and all the events. We're delighted to work with entrepreneurs. Frankly, you're the most exciting people lawyers can hope to work with. We have a startup program. There's a little bit about it there, but essentially big discount on our fees. You get to work with people that love working with entrepreneurs, and you get the benefit of our network and our offices. But good luck to everyone today. I'm sure you'll smash it. There can only be one winner. I'm looking forward to seeing who it is. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to call on Nick to give us a shout about Carter. Thank you.
Cheers, thanks, Sam, and thank you for allowing us to sponsor this. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nick Richards, and I work at a company called Carter, for those of you who have or may not have heard of it. Effectively, Carter is, well, we can't really call ourselves a startup anymore. We're more of a scale-up, but we are effectively the tech company that powers tech companies. We have over 60,000 companies globally who use us to manage everything with equity related. So whether you are pre-seed, sort of just raising money, say from angels via SAFEs or ASAs, then going on to when you take on, to build an option plan and hire employees in the UK or around the world, we help with all aspects that effectively grow your equity on our platform. So if you've got questions about whether it's SEIS, EIS, understanding a bit more about how dilution works, understanding about more things to do with option plans, by all means, feel free to reach out to me. All Startup Grind members basically are entitled to 20% discount on their first year using Carter. And likewise, even if it's just not about product, if there's any interesting data we can help you out with when it comes to sort of planning your raise or how you hire employees, we've got anonymized data from 60,000 companies, which will tell you what market standard is, so you don't get shortchanged from investors, because we don't want to see that. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah. And I've got... Is Sean? Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's give him a round of applause from HubSpot. Sean from HubSpot.
Awesome. Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Good. Sean Miller, I'm an account executive here at HubSpot. Quick sense check. Can I get a raise of hands if you've heard of HubSpot? Beautiful. And keep your hands up if you've used HubSpot before. Awesome. A lot of you here. Love to see that. So HubSpot, we are smart CRM, connects all of your customer-facing teams from marketing to sales to customer success. We're also the first CRM to connect up with ChatGPT and other LLMs. So yeah, managing your customer teams easier with HubSpot. These are like the three major pillars we focus on. It's easy to use. We built our platform on the same code base. So didn't have to stitch our product through with integrations, which leads to higher adoption rates. The average in the CRM space adoption rate is about 50%. We're closer to 80%. So that's really important to note. Another piece is it's fast to deploy. So with HubSpot, typically companies see value within the first 6 weeks. And the last piece is it unifies all of your teams. I typically see companies I work with have 15 different tools to manage their customers. With HubSpot, that could all be in one. And really what's important here for this event is HubSpot has a lot of different offers for startups. We have webinars, we have in-person events to support startups. We also have a lot of resources on your go-to-market function, on fundraising. I think most importantly is with HubSpot, you can get up to 90% off for startups. So easier than ever to use HubSpot. But yeah, talk to me about go-to-market, talk to me about tech stacks. I'll be here today. Happy to help.
Thank you. And there's a QR code. I'm going to leave it there for like 2 seconds for anyone that wants to scan. And yeah, you can scan that to get that opportunity. Great. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Your time's up. Thank you. So I'm going to be calling our next partner. But before I call on our next partner, I'm going to call, Is Mario, are you able to come up on stage quickly? So yeah, these are our hosts. This is our first time of using this space. How many of you think this space is cool? Yeah? So I'm just gonna let him talk about it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mario, and we're actually using HubSpot. Where is he? Yes, so I'm Mario, and I run events in Second Home. This is, as you can tell, a very uniquely designed space. We're like a co-working and a cultural venue. So there are different type of memberships, for like a small teams, for larger teams. But yeah, and enough about that. You'll definitely enjoy with Sam and tonight's event. We're excited to have tech people here because we usually host book launches, so this is very different for us. We are definitely happy to have you over again. So at the bar, you can scan the QR code and get a complimentary day pass with us. That's basically it. Thank you so much and enjoy your time.
Thank you. Yeah, so, this bit of the event. We're going to kick off very soon, where we're literally came for today. So, but this bit of the event is that we're looking to. We started doing something really special. We stole the idea in quotes from our New York chapter. So what they do is that they have a special ticket size for VIPs. So it means that anyone get to like support us with what we do by getting some ticket size to be able to like give a shout out to the community. So I know a number of people who got a VIP ticket. So I just want to like give them a minute to shout out about what they do, and you can network with them, meet with them after the event. It's Sia from Cloud Plexo. Yeah, can you come up on stage, please? Quickly. Let's give her a round of applause, please. So this is something really special. Like you get to get a ticket to support the community, and you get an opportunity to be able to share something with the community.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I was late to the party, but hi. I work for Cloud Plexo as the startup partner, and we're an AWS Advanced Consulting partner. That means we help startups with their cloud infrastructure, with technical support, migration, AI, infrastructure building. So everything related to infrastructure and cloud is where we come into place, including the credits. So if you're a startup and you're looking for cloud support or additional credits, feel free to talk to me after the event.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other VIP partners in the room, please? Okay, thank you. Come up on stage, please, quick. Let's give him a round of applause, please. He's sitting at the front, but that doesn't mean he doesn't need some cheering. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Payman Mahan. I'm founder of a company called Expert. We are the first AI-native digital platform for expert witnesses in legal tech. Expert witnesses are the people that all courts and lawyers rely on their reports, but the industry is it's non-digitalized yet, and we are the first company are building this platform for them. We are already built the MVP. We are launching our 3 pilots next month. We are backed with Microsoft startup founders and NVIDIA Inceptions. In general, we are starting our first fundraising round because so far it was everything self-funded and looking for investment. If you are in legal tech, please start talking. And if you are in lawyers or expert witness or legal tech, I will be happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic. That's super. This is our first time of doing this, and yeah, just to be able to spotlight more founders, operators, or anyone in the room that are looking to reach out to our community, and in a spirit of giving back, and that's why we're doing that. So before we go into the next session, I'm going to be we have our amazing judges over here, and I'm going to be running through our what do you call it? I'm just going to be running through the guide for today, for this night, right? So we're going to be having some amazing founders come up on stage to talk about the ideas, and I want to encourage the room, right? Let us pass the vibe check. What does the vibe check, what does it look like, right? When a founder is up here, you smile back at them. Even if their ideas, maybe you don't find it interesting, you still smile at them to make it look easy, because it's really hard. I remember the first time I was on stage to talk on stage, it felt like they were grinding stones in my stomach, right? And I just had to endure that till the end of the time. So for founders coming up on stage, we've got 2 minutes, and we're going to be very strict with time, right? 2 minutes to come up on stage and pitch. We've got 2 minutes for judges' question. So you either get 1 question or 2 questions from the judges. I would advise to answer the question as precise as possible. If your answer is not that precise, that means you're going to get just 1 question from the judges. And apart from that, we're also going to be doing audience voting, right? So there's going to be audience voting, but only the winner from the judges get to scale through to the regional finals. Right, does that make sense? Right, so for the audience voting, just let you know that your idea was cool or your startup is really cool, right? It means that the audience vibed with you. Yeah, so that's the guardrails, or that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna say it again. We need to smile, clap, cheer, right? If someone is trying to stumble through something, just cheer them like, whoo-hoo. Well, I trust you. I trust the London audience, like really great audience. So I'm going to be passing the mic over to our judges, one after the other, and they're just going to tell us in 1 minute what they are expecting from our founders tonight. They already have their rubric that they're using to judge, and they're just going to be sharing what they're expecting from our founders tonight. Is that okay? Great. All right, let's give a round of applause for Bernice.
Hi everyone, I'm Bernice Brooks. I'm an associate at Guinness Ventures. We are not the CVC of the brewery. We are a sector agnostic EIS fund. We invest across business services, consumer, healthcare, anything generating upwards of 1 million in revenue. We're also looking to launch an SEIS fund at the start of next year. So for all of the early stage founders, keep that in mind for when we do come out to market. And for the other founders pitching tonight, I expect to see passion. I expect to hear problem and solution and kind of go-to-market strategy.
To the table. Hi everyone, I'm Hazel Navarro and I'm here kind of in two capacities. One, representing Alma Angels, which is a community of angels. They invest in businesses that have at least one female co-founder, and I am a member, and I also run a consultancy for early stage go-to-market for female founders. So how do you go from 0 to 1? How do you establish that early stage traction? For me, and I think for most angels, one of the really key things I find is team. How and why are you the person who's going to deliver on this idea? I think a lot of the times ideas I've heard them lots of times, and what I really want to know is why you? Why you? Why this team? And why are you going to be the ones that are going to make a difference?
Hey everyone, still Alex Watt from Lawyer, runs a startup program. I think, frankly, getting your business idea across to anything in 2 minutes is a miracle. So just if you can do that, that's a massive win. But yes, passion is a great idea. Big problems, big solutions. Like that's it. Why are you here, and how are you going to solve that? That is fundamentally it. You know what you're wanting from all of us.
Sorry, I just brought down the table. Hi everyone again. So my name is Nick, and head of business development at Carter. I've actually done I used to work in VC, but now more of an angel. So I've done 17 angel investments to date. Actually wired one literally before I came here this evening for a Series C company. The two things from my experience in doing investments in VC as an angel, the key things for me are, I don't care how technical, how specialized your field is. I find they kind of an overwhelming trait of good founders is they can make it so simple to explain to anyone, regardless of like where their startup is located. I've invested in fields which are completely alien to me, but the founders have been so clear in their vision and execution, which I think is really important. And the other thing as well is, I hate to sound a bit Wolf of Wall Street about this, but sell it to me. You know, your ability to storytell, to sell, that's going to be so critical to how you sell to customers, how you sell to investors, how you convince very, very talented people to leave their job and come join in your mission. So that's a key thing I like to see in founders.
Thank you very much. So we're getting into the interesting bit. So I'm just going to do a quick one to let our founders know, just that they're ready. We've got, if you're in the room, just wave at me. I've got your decks already. So we've got Zendra Elt. Yep, great. We've got Riva. Perfect. We've got iCook. Okay, we've got Tekas. Perfect. We've got Tempo Reading. Great. We've got Muju Et. Yeah, perfect. We've got VoxMind. Yeah, we've got BioBright. Okay, we've got Rehuman. No. We've got Canopy Cloud. Perfect. We've got SkyB. I've got Pavan from Ojo. Yeah, gotcha. All right. So great. So just give me 2 seconds. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to give you like an order that you're going to like you're going to come in that order. So we've got the top 5. They're going to come in that order. Then I would announce the second order for the next 6 to 10. Does that make sense? Okay. So in the order, we've got Zendra Health coming in first, then followed by Riva, followed by Techers, followed by Tempo Reading, and followed by Muju-et. Does that make sense? Great. All right. So let's give them a round of applause. So I'm going to call Zendra Health up the stage first.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Sam. Good evening, everyone. I'm Thomas Cummins, CEO of Zendra Health. 18 months. That's how long families have to wait for a public ADHD assessment. And for a 10-year-old, that's nearly 2 school years lost waiting for help. And the cost? Huge. Children with untreated ADHD are 3 times more likely to drop out of school and 10 times more likely to end up in prison. And this crisis with ADHD is mostly a kind of storm of decades of chronic underdiagnosis, misinformation from Dr. TikTok, and the fact that the assessment process is a bureaucratic nightmare for clinicians, teachers, and parents. So we developed a solution called Navigator, a SaaS solution that unites all the stakeholders in one place and combines an evidence-based protocol and AI to slash waiting lists, reduce admin, and enhance medication monitoring, delivering an ROI of $260,000 per team. In terms of the market opportunity, it's huge. Based on our B2B subscription model, the TAM yields is 16 billion, and the sum is 34 million over the next 6 years. And this solution just launched in June, and we already have 3 ADHD services using our solution, 2 of which are the NHS, and there's 2 more in the pipeline. In terms of like what makes us really special is that we're developing this solution as a Class 2A medical device. We're expanding it into other neurodevelopmental pathways, such as autism, and we've got an incredible team. We've got our co-founder successfully led a startup to exit, and our chief clinical officer is a consultant psychiatrist and leader in ADHD. We're looking for a seed investment opportunity of 500,000, and that will be used to continue to build evidence in the UK and Ireland over the next 12 months and earn 340,000 revenue and Series A funds in late 2026 for US expansion. So essentially, we're changing the future for developmental care, and we're building to medical grade standards, so that every child, adult, and teenager deserves. And we'd love you to join me as part of this opportunity. Thank you very much.
In terms of getting medical device certification, what are the proof points you kind of need to achieve in order to achieve the medical certification?
So we have a chief regulatory officer. We're ISO 134 certified, so we have the quality management system. We've previously released CE mark software in the UK market, so we have the kind of technical files and quality management system to facilitate that. And we've got partners linked up. We're building a clinical investigation pilot as part of, so we're basically generating the evidence as part of CE marking. Does that answer your question? Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, just on that, I don't think ISO or CE marking means medical registered. I think to be medical registered, you have to be registered with NICE, isn't it right?
No, that's compliant with kind of quality standards. So NICE compliant is like quality standards for a particular pathway. So the protocol we've developed is compliant with NICE guidelines for ADHD. But to develop a CE mark software, you have to have certain standards. So one is ISO 134 certification, so it's a quality management system, be it hardware or software. And then the second thing is you need to have the technical files and be compliant with IEC 62306, which is developing software within medical device settings. So it's a kind of standardized process to go to be at the FDA, the MHRA, that you basically have done things to meet the standards of a medical device. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Every day, millions of knowledge workers are stuck between Slack messages, emails that are piling up, and a to-do list that never ends. I'm sure a lot of us can relate to it. And so every evening, you have had a very busy day, but you're also wondering if you actually did anything that actually moved the needle. And this is something that a lot of people actually face. And the issue here is that the major constraint to sustainable productivity is that it's not time, it's energy. But the existing tools that we have, they actually operate as if everybody's supposed to have 100% capacity all day, every day. And so they only optimize for time blocks. Viva does something differently. We ensure that we know that your brain and your body was not built to function the same way 100% every day. And so what is Viva? Viva is simply a tool. It's an AI tool that enables, it's an AI tool that auto plans your day based on your energy, not just your time. How does it work? We automatically capture tasks from across all your work tools. So your Slack, your emails, your meetings, your project tools, HubSpot, etc. And then we match it to your own personal energy rhythm with health inputs that we get from your wearables, so like your sleep and your activity data. And it gives you a very clear and ranked to-do list every single day. A major thing that Wow. Okay, sorry. First step is we make sure that we surface all of your tools, we match it to your own personal reading based on data we get from your wearables, and then we also give you a very clear plan risk. The goal is that at the end of every single day, you have no decision fatigue. You're not wasting hours to thinking through what should I do today, what should I do tomorrow, and you're also not stuck based on cognitive overload. Now, a key thing, the reason why Viva is really great at the moment is 3 key reasons. One, work is currently very fragmented. What this means is that most knowledge workers are currently context switching across multiple tools, dozens of hours every day. Another reason is that we currently have wearables that help us track our sleep and our energy and our stress daily, but the data is very separate from work instead of actually guiding it. And 3, as AI is helping people do more execution, I think that the main risk that we actually face right now is we're actually getting drowned in noise and actually losing clarity. And so if we don't have tools that can help us protect our cognitive capacity, we risk the fact that we actually would have less productivity instead of improved productivity over time. I'm co-founder and CTO, and I have 2 co-founders. One is an engineer, one is a designer. Together we have the emotional empathy and technical depth to actually build this product.
Thanks. I love the idea. Can I just ask, in terms of the sort of the capability of the product, is it limited at the moment to people who only have some sort of kind of wearable technology on them? That's what I'm intrigued about.
So our primary input data is your wearables, so like your Apple Health, your Oura Ring, etc. But the foundational science that we use is the science of sleep, which means that if we know your wake and your sleep time, we can actually predict what your circadian rhythm is and how your energy flows through the day. So while the primary one is a wearable, we simply ask people on the app, if you don't have that, when did you sleep and when did you wake up? And if we have that specific data, it becomes a fallback that we can still use to calibrate your energy every single day.
So just a question around like the data and the permissions then. So do you see this as something that the workplace would purchase and they get access to that data, or is it very much going to be the individual keeps their own data and their own sleep rhythms?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we're building for both consumers and enterprises, and we've spoken to a lot of people. We currently have 2,000 people on the wait list, and about 5 teams are willing to pilot. And we see our business model is B2B2C, because we see a consumer utility from businesses. When it comes to like the energy rhythm and helping you to do task prioritization every single day, that's an individual utility. But we've seen that for teams or business leaders already still know that people are actually struggling and they're wasting time, which is reducing their efficiency. So the goal is, how do we help them orchestrate, which is where the enterprise layer comes from. And the core thing there that we're solving for them is making sure that your team is not using so many tools every single day, and all of their information that's scattered in multiple work tools is in one place and then goes into the personal utility. You can think about it as the way teams would actually pay for ChatGPT seats or Grammarly seats for their employees, knowing that they're using it to get the benefit and all of their information is sensitive to them, but it's ensuring that there's sort of like enterprise grade security and SSO that they can use to access it as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name's Piers, I'm a co-founder of Techers. I'm going to start by talking about the global game. What if every young footballer, no matter where they're from or what they could afford, could access elite level coaching? Football, the beautiful game, attracts billions of fans around the world and hundreds of millions of players. But what players and coaches both struggle with is access. The high cost of coaching, that's my skills, the limited availability of top coaches and their fixed locations mean that only a select few players from certain areas and income levels can benefit. Techers changes that. The first of its kind Techers is Spotify for football. We're democratising elite level coaching for the world, meaning every player from every background can access high level coaching that they never previously could have. No longer restricted by geography or money, players can connect with top coaches, take on challenges, that I'll show you, and access elite level training drills that they never previously could have. Beyond training, Techers is built for competition and community. Players can take on gamified challenges with viral sharing and social interaction, meaning player development is accessible, competitive and fun. Beyond training, we have a portal for coaches, and the story is just as powerful. Once confined to their local areas, coaches can now scale their services worldwide and share their craft and earn an income in the process. Spotify for football. Coaches are the artists, players are the listeners. At the heart of Techers is our AI engine. Every clip uploaded to our app receives pro-level insights, performance tracking, and personalised training, meaning that every player can receive elite feedback that was once reserved for professional players anywhere in the world. Now you can see what the app looks like, a TikTok-style feed. Our AI coach analyses every clip, gives personalised feedback, different data points, the stuff that professional clubs have. Now a kid in Africa, India, Ukraine, which we have onboarded already. We recently did a stealth launch. We've onboarded about 1,000 players with no marketing. So yeah, young players are using our technology to flourish.
Thank you very much. I was just going to, this sort of answers the question actually. I was going to ask, how do coaches create their Spotify channel? No, artists record audio. So what do coaches do? Because it can't just be videoing kids. How are they going to do it? They're going to have a suite of technology to do that?
Well, no, that all they need is their phone. So we've onboarded a few different coaches. I mean, you can see some of our Techers athletes. We've already signed our first Techers athletes. You can see them there wearing our Techers kit. But yeah, coaches can literally from their iPhone film different drills, skills, challenges, and kids from all over the world can compete. You know, we've gamified a lot of these challenges. So we've just done a new build, which I think is released in the next couple of days, where kids can earn in-game Techers coins, which can be converted to like Roblox coins or FIFA points, or the stuff that's popular with kids. So that's the sort of gamification to make, I guess, player development fun for the kids.
Thanks for presenting. And in terms of the business model, how are you monetizing? Is this kind of a double-sided marketplace from the players and the coaches? And what is kind of the charge?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, you hear it referred to as different things like freemium model or Trojan horse. There's a free version of the app. The nuts and bolts are free. Kids can come on, interact with the app, upload content, take on challenges, take on drills. But to get the AI analytics, there's a premium version of the account. So that's how we monetize it. We're also partnering with a lot of different football coaches. So they'll come on board. A lot of them look after hundreds, if not thousands of players. We'll do a revenue split with them. For every player they're on board that goes on to play premium, we'll split the revenue with them. So that's sort of our other funnel, if you like.
Thank you. Sorry, I need to fix the clicker. Okay, so is our next startup ready? Tempo Reading? Yeah. Gotcha. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Okay, so I'm Tim Wilson, the CEO and innovator of Tempo Reading. You can see the problem there in front of your eyes. We have a global crisis in declining attention span, neurodiverse learning, economic impact from the pandemic, TikTok Reels, brain rot. I have to delete my Instagram every Monday morning for the week, okay? And you see in the US here, 400,000 teacher roles unfulfilled currently. This is a crisis I would consider equivalent to climate change. Yeah, we are destroying our cognition. The rise of idiocy is upon us if we don't do something about that, okay? To be clear, tempo reading is not some AI sticky plaster using LLMs. We're fixing the fundamentals of cognition, okay? We're going to put children into flow states. The flow state Roger Federer goes into, Jimi Hendrix goes into, Serena Williams and Magnus Carlsen, increase their attention span, reduce workload for teachers and parents, and solve all these problems. So how do we do that? So it's a flow state revolution. We're going to change how we all consume and retain knowledge, okay? We have the backing of Innovate UK. So how does it work? We use a tablet, currently iPad Chromebook. That's been piloted in schools, 1,200 pilots with children. We use the camera to track and monitor if you're actually reading, okay? And we then use that to trigger prompts to keep you focused. So whether you're the parent or the teacher or you're the employer, because you can bring this to compliance as well, we can tell if you're reading. The second element is we want to increase your attention span. So what we do is we reveal the text, okay? Now what that does is that prevents skim reading. Skim reading is the enemy of knowledge retention, no matter what anybody's told you, okay? Slow is fast is how we learn music, sport and chess. We've been doing it for centuries. That is the metacognitive aspect. So by doing that reveal, we also help neurodiverse learners because we reduce word, letter and line jumbling for them. They tend to have a weaker eye muscle. That results in a lot of complexities when they're reading in saccades. The third element, which is how we get into flow state, is you can set the speed of the reveal, okay? Now that speed is set to low beta waves. Low beta waves is where you're in your flow state for learning. Alter that. Mine is 110 words per minute. My daughter's is 130 words per minute. This is frontier science. It's never been done before, and that is called neurocognitive entrainment. Our AI interfaces between the eye tracking and the text reveal to make this work. Piloted, we're deploying pilots in the UK at the moment, Saudi Arabia. We're up for DFE pilots as well. Innovate UK Smart Grant, SFC have come on board. We're going to be doing some joint research with Swansea University. It's a global market. This is K-12 education. Okay, this is compliance. We'll be able to tell you if you've read a document and make you read it at a speed where you retain knowledge. So I think the HR people will be happy. 2, cognitive health as well. You know, flow states can help people who are in cognitive decline maintain that cognition. So we're talking significant problems, significant markets with a piece of technology that is built and is ready to go. That's pretty much it. Any questions? Thank you.
In terms of assessing effectiveness of this product, how are, say, schools judging return on investments for this? Is it judging the improvement of the students? How?
Yeah, I mean, time to value is instant. You literally will put this in front of a child and see them lock in. We could get a kid into focus state in 30 to 60 seconds. So you see even the most difficult children we've had in pilots lock into the thing, and then the teacher doesn't have to read with them. Yeah, so you've got immediate classroom burden lifted as well. And then also you see neurodiverse children just find it very easy to use to read because of the issues we're solving here as well. So it's very quick time to value, obviously with a long-term value. The reason UK Innovate helped us out, the company give us a grant, is because the data we're collecting is very frontier. It's not been done before. Optimum reading speeds, that impact on focus, that impact on attention. You're basically training the brain. You're rewiring neurons. You're improving the cognition that is crumbling. Yeah, that's happening to us at the moment.
So time for another question? Yeah. I like the idea. Thank you for the presentation. And particularly as father of young children now growing up in kind of very, very tech-heavy world. I'm curious, though, because you mentioned obviously like kind of the 31, I think was it trillion impact. I can't remember what it was a big number, but that was all of a macroeconomic impact.
Yeah, that's a big TAM, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested, though, in, I suppose, from the actual buyer's perspective. Perhaps from a B2C it's more obvious, but from a B2B perspective, like, what is, I mean, maybe I get it with a workplace learning environment, but what's the school's motivation to buy your product today?
We've got lots of, obviously, implementation and advantages, performance advantages, but the key thing is where's the critical need? It's in the classroom with the neurodiverse children, and that is sucking up a lot of resource. We can deal with that problem, and it's the same for the parent as well, who's got the same problem. We deal with that. It's a critical need, and there's no other solution. So that is our early stage market. That is our beachhead. Then into wider school adoption, then into the parent market, and then we expand from there. And the technology has been built as a platform of platforms. It can be white labeled tomorrow for a publisher, for a compliance sector, anything. Okay. Okay. Thanks so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe get a word.
All right, so Muju at, are you ready? Let's give her a round of applause, please. Thank you.
This is Aeropod, and we're regenerating humanity's most important resource. Soil is alive, but decades of intensive farming practices, like using heavy machinery to break up oxygen-starved soil and spreading chemical inputs like fertilizers, kill the life in soil and have left 40% of global soils degraded, expected to reach 90% in our lifetimes. But 95% of global food production still depends on soil. Farming isn't built for the future, and climate change is making things worse. Heavy rains are intensifying compaction, rotting crops, and preventing machinery use. And the farmers we spoke to around the world have made it clear that we're heading straight for a global food security crisis. Now, regenerative methods offer a way out, and globally, governments are urging towards this, but rebuilding soils can take up to a decade, and most can't afford to wait. We need a bridge, a climate-resilient way to rebuild soils without sacrificing immediate yields. And that's exactly what we've built. At Imperial College London, Aeropod was our master's thesis project. And it's a nature-triggered soil aeration capsule that aerates and regenerates soils viably. Now, it is scalable, planted alongside seeds, and time staggered to last a season. It's 100% organic, breaking down to improve soil biology over time. It can also lead up to a 20% increase in yields by the microbial inputs plus precise aeration. And it's 60% cheaper than traditional methods because we're reducing costs in diesel, labor, inputs, and machinery. The potential impacts are global and massive. Aeropod could be a game changer for farmers all around the world. Now, how it works is when soils are compacted or waterlogged, aeropods feel for that change and they trigger in response to that. We're a team of passionate innovation design engineers with unique lived and domain experiences that make us the perfect fit for the job. Thank you.
Thanks for presenting. That's super interesting. In terms of your go-to-market strategy, what are kind of the key geographies you're kind of tackling first, and who are you selling to there?
So we're starting in the UK because there are strong regulatory mandates here towards regenerative farming, so the UK and EU. But the idea is also to kind of go into, obviously, the US. So most of the people we spoke to from the US, China, so the major agricultural hubs in the world. And our go-to-market strategy is an enterprise sort of strategy. So the heuristic is that farmers are mostly unwilling to pay or it's harder to reach them. And so we want to move really quickly. So we're going through grocery chains, grocery cooperatives in the UK. We've already secured enterprise agreements with them. So through Tesco, Co-op, they have large farming networks and also ESG goals, and they're eager to kind of meet those targets. So through those networks is how we scale, essentially.
Very cool. Don't hear startups about soil every day. I'm really intrigued to know, like, I suppose, sort of the progress of your product, like the proven results that it shows to people using this today, and also, I suppose, to elaborate on the point earlier about selling, like how long it takes a buyer to start seeing tangible value of your product versus what they could go with today.
Definitely. So Aeropod has been validated at Imperial in 2024. So we went through Imperial's accelerator in that time period as well, just to learn the business side of things, because we were a team of designers, scientists, and engineers. And now we've also done on-site field tests in that period. But we need to do bigger trials, so we're also raising for that. But we've already secured 2 pilot agreements towards that, one in the UK and one in China as well. So the idea is to pilot in April of 2026. So those are when our pilots are scheduled for. As to when they will know, so the idea is we plan Aeropod and then we can tell it a 6-month period as to what it's doing specifically for yield, for organic matter levels, and also for the cost that they're saving. And there's also a long-term cost saving as well, because you're improving soil health. So unlike now, where the destructive methods essentially mean that even though it's the only viable solution, you're effectively ruining your soil, so you're ruining your long-term inputs. So we can tell all of that in a pilot period of 6 months, which we've already structured for next year.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you guys getting a vibe of the kind of startups that are coming up? Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah, so great. I'm going to be inviting the next. This is the next half of the pitch. So I'm going to be inviting our next founder, Sarita from VoxMind. Let's give her a round of applause, please.
Hi. Raise your hands if you ever called to bank or service provider. Before you could ask your questions, you need to answer theirs first. What is your postcode? What is your mother's maiden name? What was your last transaction, if you remember? Yes, I know, we all have been there. Once you answer those questions, ta-da, ta-da, while we connect you to representative, can you please be on call? I'll make sure I'll play your favorite music. I'm sure they never ever have played that music. So they'll ask questions again and again, and it's frustrating, it's broken, and it's really slow. But the scariest part is someone else can answer those questions and can steal your identity. So VoxMind, it comes there. Our patent pending technology uses advanced voice biometrics to authenticate a user and detect AI clone voice and imitated voice, and someone record your voice and replay from their phone. We can detect under less than 2 seconds with accuracy of 99.99%. And I know the question is, how would I know it's 99.99%? Because I have done PhD on voice recognition, and I have done 2 masters on electronics and communication and computer science, and I'll show you how it works.
Give us 2 seconds.
Sorry. It's language agnostic. You can say anything in any language, and actually if you're not interested and if you don't want to say anything, you can make any noise. We can recognize you in less than 2 seconds, and yes, even if you got a cold. So this live demo event happened at London last year. So I have prepared random text for 30 seconds. So she registered herself in English. Now the voice print has been created. Now she's verifying herself in Arabic. Let's see what will happen. Yes, so it recognized her in less than 2 seconds. So it doesn't matter when you are in a crowded place, because voice changes over time when you get old, if you have like sick or anything. So there are very, very few parameters would be unique to you. So we capture that and we'll let you. So you don't need to be on call forever and answering those questions again and again and again. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks for that. Super impressive. Other than voice recognition, in terms of your competitive landscape as well, what are other ways your competitors are verifying people and that you come up against in, say, a tender process?
Our competitors are also using voice biometrics, but they are text dependent. So with the rise of deepfake technology, it's becoming easier to spoof your Face ID, and AI can actually clone my voice is my password. But with our technology, so you cannot predict what someone gonna say next. You might say, oh, I just had a lunch, I'm going to Paris. So you can say anything at the minute. When you come for verification, we can recognize you. So it's language agnostic, live detection, and AI detection, and AI clone voice. And if someone record their voice and replay from your phone, we can still detect.
This is very cool.
Thank you.
A question for you then, in terms of your go-to-market, how are you getting in front of the, I suppose obviously we talked about competition, but how are you actually getting into these very probably complex processes and regulatory led companies that you need to?
Yes, our competitors are really big because they are Series B and Series A. They have all resources and funding and everything, whereas Voxman does not have anything yet, but we have a right team. I have PhD in the subject, and my co-founder have expertise in AWS, and he had worked in across industries, fintech and energy companies. So go-to-market strategy, we are attending events and conferences where we tried our judges or any of the users try the demo live. So that's right now we are doing, because we can't afford to hire any salesperson at the minute. So we are just doing sales ourselves. We have already raised 70K through family and friends, and we have committed 250K to lead investor Ascension, and we are in the process of raising remaining 250K to close this round. And once we get funding, then we are planning to hire one salesperson and one marketing person. And we already have an advisor who had 20 years of experience, so we are getting suggestions, advice from him. So we are doing by ourselves. I'm trying my best to get PhD in marketing and sales as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, I'm going to be passing it over to my colleague, Kelechi, to take on the second part of the judges. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes take the mic from me.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Hello. All right, thank you. We're going to have BioBright. Is BioBright here? Okay, on the way. Yeah, okay. Do we have Rehuman? Okay. Hoja AI? Yeah, okay, thank God.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Pav. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Hoja AI. We are creating an education platform to personalize learning for students. I've worked in tech and business for the last 20 years, and my co-founders worked at Spotify, various other tech and education platforms. But for the last 5 years, I've worked almost moonlighting part-time in schools, teaching. And one of the biggest problems that I saw was that kids were very disengaged. And the statistic goes that up to 60% of students are chronically disengaged. It's called a silent epidemic by many researchers. And building on what the gentleman was saying earlier, students can't pay attention. Most of us in this room can't pay attention. And so my team and I decided to create Hoja, which is a AI learning platform designed to personalize education for students. We've done this in 3 ways to start. We have an agentic content creation engine where we can create content at scale and eventually be able to personalize it for every student in every different need state that they want. The second thing we have is multimodal courses, so students can learn in their own way, in their own fashion, videos, audio, text, etc. And then, of course, an AI avatar study buddy, an AI tutor. So we're able to get every student that can't afford one-to-one private tutoring that costs 30 to 150 pounds an hour. 99% of the population can't afford this. They can have this platform 24/7 where they can learn at scale at their own pace. We launched last December, so half of the academic year, bootstrap for most of it, and we were able to get 10,000 once active users, 100,000 people viewed our platform, checked it out. A lot of people have come. We've had great growth. And this is for our direct-to-consumer product. It's been launched free to start for the first year so we could collect data. We have over 500,000 messages sent on the platform, and we'll turn on monetization over the coming weeks as the school year is starting. Thank you.
Hi, I love this. I was actually speaking to someone about AI education just 2 days ago, so
amazing,
very topical. A question for you then. Obviously, you said you've got 10K users who've come once.
Yeah.
How many of them are you retaining and getting to come back and reuse it?
Yeah, so our statistics are basically our day one activation is about 85%, which is pretty good. Our week 4 retention, which is another benchmark in the industry, is about 20%. People come for about 10 minutes per session, 2 to 3 times per week. So it's been pretty good to date. So that's kind of our retention and stickiness metrics. So for a B2C application, it's pretty strong so far. We haven't even added things like streaks in and other gamification metrics. And our kind of pitch for the future is to make it even more engaging with worlds and gamification features.
Maybe obvious question, but does it work? And how do you know?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. I mean, how we measure if it works, we work with educators. I am an educator part-time, mind you. I give a lot of credit to teachers and real educators, if you will. So we get their input on pedagogy efficacy. One of my co-founders is a PhD, and she's kind of leading the research. So we're doing various bits we can. In application, we have metrics. User feedback tells us it is working for them, helping them pass exams and get better grades, things like that. We're yet to do full blind studies, but that's what's in our pipeline as we go forward over the next 6 months.
And I guess one last question,
Sure.
seeing that we have time. How age agnostic is the platform? So who are your core target audience?
Yeah, we started with GCSE and A levels just because it was kind of the sweet spot for where people needed help and couldn't afford it, let's say. But we've done pilots up and down. So we've done it down, so you can actually go quite down and just change the way the text or the videos or make it more like interactive. So you can go quite low. And then we've gone up to, we did a pilot with the United Nations learning teams. So we've done like adult learning as well. You would just kind of flip some of the avatars and some of the UX and UI. So it's actually quite agnostic. Like our vision is to be an AI tutor for everyone in the world and be on-demand learning. So if you like to learn with videos, we can do videos. If someone else in the room likes to learn with football, we can do football. So the story I always give before it beeps is that you go into a classroom and someone wants to learn about football. You can actually give a video or an assignment, but yet we don't do that today in a classroom. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next up is Canopy Cloud. Thank you.
Still smiling, which is good. So I'm James Marks, founder of Canopy. I set up Canopy earlier this year, having spent 7 years working at Amazon and AWS. We're calling it the $1 trillion problem because it's what's fueling most of the AI companies out here. And whether it be GPUs, storing your customer data, or running your customer journey on a web application, effectively it's all using cloud services. I don't know where the clicker is. And right now, frankly speaking, there's a lot of us consuming it without the knowledge, expertise, or the time to go out there and find the right deal, to ensure that they're getting the right price, but more importantly, setting themselves up for success from a technology perspective and ensuring they're picking the right technology provider. And so this problem comes as a $1 trillion problem because the global cloud market is expected to reach $2.4 trillion by 2030, growing at 22% compound annual growth rate. It's effectively the fuel for the next digital economy. And so at Canopy, we're here to produce a solution, effectively marketplace for procuring cloud services, whether that be your traditional sort of go compare type model, but with a twist in the sense that you can accurately look and find and compare cloud providers across the industry, of which there's now 30 plus in the market. And so this is typically designed for companies rolling off the credits, thinking what next, how do you scale your business to be the leading company? And this in itself becomes a competitive advantage if done correctly. So customers can easily go on, compare, analyze, choose the right cloud provider, and then through our system, match up with an integration provider that will be able to switch you from providers, which is typically the problem that most customers face. And so, yeah, that in a nutshell is what we're building to fuel the next digital economy.
Cool. So,
I didn't even mention the team, but there we go.
Amazing, amazing team. Dummy question: how do I do this today? If what you're proposing, and the marketplace thing sounds interesting, but sort of getting the devil in the detail. Tell me a bit more about this integration provider thing, because that doesn't sound like something you're doing. So I'm keen to know like how opportunities, challenges with that part of it.
So we implement integration partners onto the platform. So effectively, when you plug in your account and then you match up with a new provider, there's an implementation partner that can come in and do that piece of work for you. So obviously, we want to get to a point where it's fully automated, but that's effectively the nuts and bolts. And the technology is actually in the normalization. You've got 30 different cloud providers with over 300 different services and microservices and different pricing, availability. And so you've got to aggregate all of that information, normalize all that information, and then present it in a really easy, digestible way for anyone to be able to go on and procure cloud services, because we're entering this sort of next phase where you don't have to be technical to build a tech business. You've got apps like Lovable, and so really this is for those people that are building on Lovable and then thinking how to scale.
I guess thinking too about your customer, who are you targeting? And when it comes to probably larger enterprise deals who have SaaS contracts with 3-year kind of and a huge switching cost, how are you penetrating the larger end? Because that's where the money probably is.
So we actually launched Canopy as a service-based business. So we manage large commercial enterprise contracts, and so there's a natural flow from self-serving customers, which will probably typically be those companies that are scaling, they're rolling off the credits, and they hit that sort of scaling mid-market, and then there's probably a threshold of around about, I'd say, 2 to 3 million ARR spent in the cloud, where then these bigger commercial contracts. And so this does become effectively like the OpenAI, to feed the consultancy to some extent.
All right, thank you so much. Sky B. Do we have Sky B in the house? Okay, and then we have iCook. Yep.
Hello, everyone. Have a nice evening, right? Do you know what you're going to be having for dinner today? Or what your kids will be having for the dinner today? So basically, we would all can imagine the system, the fridge that is already knows what our body needs, what our children would need. And this is how we created iCook, because we also wanted to have those. And iCook is the next generation AI-based pocket nutritionist and kitchen assistant. And with their 65,000 users on board, we're disrupting the way how we see nutrition and how we see the grocery shopping. So the AI kitchen assistant is backed by personalized assistant Mary AI that can be turned into any role model or sport person or even cartoon character, which will help you deliver grocery precisely for your meal plan from Walmart, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, Tesco. We already serve worldwide in 178 countries and deliver groceries in 20 plus countries. We have covered by evidence-based nutritionists, healthcare practitioners, and Cambridge-based advisors. I'm myself a PhD with a multi-omic health science and nutritionist with over 12 years of experience. I'm backed by AI researchers and amazing team of scientists and developers and marketing team, of course. So help. So basically what we are doing now, we are growing and we are raising now the round. With a 10 million valuation, we are raising 1 million and ready for our next step. We will be presenting on Web Summit, so we are happy to have a chat and be on board with you all. Thank you.
Thanks so much for presenting and congrats on the early traction. In terms of the 65,000 users, how are you monetizing them? And yeah.
So this is the B2C model. It first was the subscription based, and now we also charge for the virtual assistant. We launched it only 3 months ago, and the next step would be the blood testing, which will be add on a next layer of biomedical data, which will increase the cost per user. And we're also expanding to B2B market. We are entering the NHS accelerator, and we're also expanding to insurance companies. And actually with the AWS, we are looking for other providers, basically within the medical data field storage solutions. Yeah, got you.
Very quickly, just so I understand it, is it the case you have an app, it has lots of pictures and recipes of food, you tap on them, and then it orders the food from...
Correct. So basically it's the HelloFresh, but the groceries you can buy from your favorite supermarket. And it also knows your personalized needs, for example, for you, for your family, for your parents, and you can make and generate the menu like in one click, or you can adjust it for your preferences.
And so are there revenue opportunities with the supermarkets as well?
At the moment, no, we are not cater enough users from us to them, but next step would be yes.
Okay, thank you.
At the moment, it's more like for the food manufacturers, we can do the in-app ads and stuff.
And one last question. So how far along is it? If you're 10 mil valuation, raising a mil, is that seed round or did you do angels?
Yeah, it's a seed round. So we had pre-seed, we had the angel, and we currently do like our first big round, yes.
Thank you, sounds great.
Thank you.
All right. Those were all our pitches. Thank you very much. Can we give a big round of applause to all the founders that have pitched? Thank you so much. And even to the judges as well, thank you. I feel like you have now the most difficult job of the evening. And we're going to let you deliberate for a while I invite my colleague, Eleanor, to take on the part where the audience gets to actually choose who you think has been the most amazing or your favorite startup of the evening.
Thank you so much, Kelechi, and thank you, everyone. It's so inspiring to see people that had ideas that recognize the problem and build something to solve it. It's really, really inspirational. So, very simply, please scan the QR code, and then you can choose 3 startups that you were the most impressed by or could relate to. And we will soon discover who's the audience favorite 3 startups. And in the meantime, our judges will go to Calibrate and discuss who the winner of this competition is. But seriously, everybody did so well. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, everyone, for voting. And I want to announce the actual winner for the audience vote. And it is Techers! Woo! Where's the founder? You want to say a few words to thank your parent,
Well, thank you everyone for voting. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we are doing a pre-seed raise of about 300k. About 100k of that is SEIS. So if anyone wants a free hit on a future unicorn, pierce@techers.co.uk.
Thank you. And now to the judges. We're going to start from number 3. Yeah. All right. So who from the judges is going to give your decision?
I guess I can. So first of all, I want to say thank you to all the people that pitched and everyone for listening to the pitchers. I know it's super hard to go up there, and 2 minutes to pitch is pretty impressive, and you all knocked it out the park. We were out there kind of debating for quite some time on who to choose because it was so hard. And yeah, you all are winners in my eyes because you founded something, and that's just super impressive. So starting off with 3rd place, it goes to VoxMind. you want to maybe.
So we want to take group photos as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So come up on stage. Yeah, not on stage. Maybe. Yeah, but the judges can
Shall
come
we do
and
it
take a
right
photo.
now?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's quick photo.
Thank you. It's really good.
Yeah. Go closer, Alex. Gotcha. Okay. Next second.
Should I do all? Yeah. So second place goes to Canopy Cloud.
You're looking at
I know, right?
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
And I hope I'm saying it. Just making sure I'm saying it correct.
Yeah, that would be it.
I know, right? And the first place goes to Muju Earth.
And Instagram team together.
And this one.
One more.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, great. So Mujurat is going to be the one representing London and the UK in the next regional finals. So we hope they make London proud in the regional final. I will meet them in San Francisco. So let's give them a round of applause, please. Where's my clicker? So, yeah. The event is over. On to networking and drinks. Just before I let everyone go, we host event every month. So our next event, you're going to get an email letting you know more details about it. We try to host event every month, different team, different focus. So looking forward to seeing you all at our next event. Thank you.